Well, the
So
last thing we want to talk about now, it's going to be a trending topic, and everybody's been talking about it. It's my boy Andrew Tate, Top G, is out
Top
of
G.
prison. Him and his brother, alhamdulillah.
And
Now,
he looks healthier. I think I told you this. Like he looks healthier coming out than
yeah,
when he went in.
they asked him. He talked a little bit as soon as he came
You
out,
should
and
be
he
like,
was
thank you.
They said what you've been up to, and he said he did like over 7,400 push-ups, and he said all I've been doing is push-ups, and I want to reach 10,000 by the end of this weekend or week, and I've been reading the Quran because right before he went to they arrested him, he converted to Islam.
How did he get the Quran in there? Did he like ask and they gave it to him?
No, he had it on him.
They let you keep stuff?
Yeah, it's
That's,
Romania.
that seems nice for a Romanian. I think you're thinking like second, third world countries. I'm thinking they have worse.
They're not gonna take the
They're
Quran
not.
away from him.
They might not accommodate him. They might be like, you're a prisoner. Screw you.
No,
But are we
no.
talking about third world prisons? Anything is possible.
Yeah,
So go
no,
on.
but
Sorry, go on.
so a lot of the people that hate because they obviously look when we're talking about Andrew Tate, you can hate him or you can like him. It is what it is. It's your opinion. But a lot of people, and you even saw as well, like when people are like, oh, I like Andrew Tate, they shit on him. They're like, oh, there's your
Mm.
type of this person, which we don't care. But you also got to understand that when he was the most Googled man in the planet, like he was beating Putin and Trump at their peak of the war, and he was most Googled. So obviously he had a lot of influence on the youth. Because obviously there are certain things that he says, and I would like disagree with him. Like I said, you can agree or you can disagree. It depends on how you take it. A lot of people were worried because there were a lot of the youth were following him, and they were like, "Oh, he's corrupt in their minds." But at the end of the day, if you actually like listen to him, because most of the stuff that you see when they're trying to like trash him, they're just taking a 10-second clip out of a 2-hour interview.
That's
Every
true.
podcast that you see
That's
an
true. The people
interview,
do that in the media a lot.
if you ever YouTube, even to this day, even though he's out of YouTube, and there's still a lot of YouTube interviews, there's not one interview that's less than an hour. It's over an hour to 2 hours. Some of them are 3 hours. And they take that 10 seconds, and they flip it, and they make it look that. If you actually watch him, listen to him, if you were very young and you're going through things, especially mental health, and then you go on YouTube or whatever platform, and you see somebody saying, "Hey, look, I've been there before in your position. Go to the gym, go get your money, learn certain things, start doing side hustles, keep yourself busy before focusing or chasing on girls." There's nothing wrong with that, given that advice.
But I think there's a lot of the little stuff in between that people don't read that or people don't listen
Yeah.
to. Can I think saying how you say it is, I think, sometimes even a lot bigger than what you say.
Yeah.
And there are definitely times because I have an issue with, I have an issue with like people in business influencers, life coaches, stuff like that. People with not really degrees, but nowadays, and it's like theatrics. Like for a while with when he had like the shades on and everything, and it
Yeah.
just seemed like theatrical and sort of puts people off.
Yeah.
Now, definitely, are people ignorant and impatient and have real and just love to shit on people like and complain? 100%. But is Andrew always innocent? I don't think so. It's really for you to go watch and listen and stop taking people for face value because he might have a point that's incomplete.
When you
And you
say
need to do your own
when
research
you
and
say
figure out.
innocent, in what case?
Okay,
Like,
maybe again, innocent is probably not the right word, but just sort of free of wrongdoing, like non-malicious. Like you're innocent. You're not out here maliciously trying to give out information. You're out here trying, like you genuinely think you're making a good point, or you make a good point that you're not explaining fully.
no, I think when he first started, he was saying obviously a lot of wild shit, and because I don't think he knew he was gonna get that much big. And he even admitted it. He goes, "I didn't know I was gonna be the most Google man on the planet." So obviously now when he says things, he obviously a little bit more careful because, like I said, people take take 10 seconds out of a 2 hour interview, they make him seem like the bad guy. But honestly, he's not that. He's not as what people think he is. And also, with this whole case thing of him being arrested, they extended it so many times because they can't find any evidence on him. What happened was, I'll say the story a little bit short. I think about a year ago, obviously, he's in Romania. He's a multimillionaire. He's obviously gonna have girls around him, and he's partying at his house.
Mm-hmm.
It's an open thing.
Okay.
There was a certain group of girls there, and one of them, she has a boyfriend back in the U.S., and she turned off her phone, obviously, because she was partying with these millionaires. And then her boyfriend saw, I think it was like a Snap story or Instagram story, whatever, that she was tagged in, and she's partying with them, and she's not answering him. So he goes, fuck her, calls the embassy, goes, my girlfriend is kidnapped, she's at this house, blah, blah, blah. They raid the house. That's when they raid the house. They realized they literally found nothing. There was no sex trafficking. There was no. They have also, by the way, they have cameras all around the state. So they even saw footage of the girl that's supposedly that's kidnapped walk out by herself, order pizza, grab the pizza, and walk back in.
So why is he just on house arrest? So why is he out on house
because
arrest?
Because it's all politics moves.
What did they gain out of it?
Because look, everybody's talking about Romania. They want to show them
not
that
in
he's
the best light.
Huh?
Not in the best. They're talking about him, but not in the best way.
Yeah, exactly, because they made them arresting him and keeping him and then extending without no evidence just made him look more stupid and they made him stronger. They literally gave him what he wanted.
Okay.
And then especially those girls' names that they use for the case, and everybody knows this. If you literally just go, they all came out on Twitter and also on the social media side. They're using our names for fake. We're never been kidnapped. We're actually good friends with them. There's our text messages. And one girl was like, the cops never mentioned when they stormed the room because they thought we were kidnapped. The keys to the house was right next to me. How am I going to be kidnapped when the keys to me to leave is right next to me? They're using our names to just to blackmail them, whatever it is.
Okay.
And they just but them arresting him, that was the dumbest thing they can do because they have no evidence on him. Now he's out. But notice this.
Mm-hmm.
They dismissed the case from the beginning because that same day that he went to jail, they looked at the cameras. They're like, "Oh, we're just dismissed." As soon as he converted to Islam, a week, 2 weeks later, because he's the most influential people right now on the internet, and then he converted by Islam, and then as soon as he converted, all he talked about, all he was tweeting, Quran, 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 Quran. Now they're like, okay, because if you're young and you're looking up to him, and he's talking about the Quran, what is most likely is going to happen?
You're probably going to convert, but one could say the same thing about any of the religions or
cults. But everybody's afraid when there's a big Islam.
People say the same thing about Tom Cruise and crazy Scientology. But
yeah, but nobody's talking about Scientology is nothing compared to Islam.
But I'm just saying, I'm not comparing. I'm saying the concept of a famous person can say and do anything, and people will convert.
People are still against Islam. Let's not forget that. Islamophobia is still a big thing.
That's true.
Look in what's it called, France. France, Islamophobia is huge.
The French are the worst of the colonizers, in my opinion. But sorry,
so
Grandma.
It's a
Grandma.
But I'm glad he's out. I'll say right now that the first episode he's dropping on his podcast on Rumble is probably gonna break the internet.
Okay.
It's gonna be nice. I can't wait to hear what he says. And like I said,
I wonder what the limitations of his house arrest are. I'm just curious.
I don't know.
I'm thinking he's out in there like Will Smith in what's that movie in Suicide Squad.
Oh, Suicide Squad.
remember when he's sitting in that crappy ass hole? That's what I feel like Romanian prison is like.
I just hope he just him and his brother just grab a private jet and just go to Dubai and never come back to Romania and live in Dubai because he's very loved in Dubai. And actually, he's very loved everywhere. It's just a lot of people hate him online. And dude, he's also a smart man. Like his dad, his dad is a genius, right?
I have no idea.
His dad has a world record of learning Russian in 2 weeks. Because he worked for the government. It was what's it called? The thing was him and his let's say partner or whatever had to live with a Russian lady so they can learn Russian. He learned it in 2 weeks, and he said in 2 weeks he was correct in her Russian. And he has a record till this day. He wasn't a grandmaster, but he played. He wasn't a grandmaster at chess, but he played at that level, but he never got that title because he would just go to like different tournaments. Until this day, a lot of the grandmasters say he is one of the toughest players to play. And if he tied with you, he takes that as disrespect.
Maybe one day we'll talk about that chess dude. The chess people are so petty. Did you see that? Like,
they're very, but
like a couple months ago, he got accused of
using
the
But that's what I'm saying.
Toy.
Like he comes like he's a very intelligent man. Like he's not dumb. And I'll tell people this as well. They'll be like, "Oh, he's a sex trafficker and stuff like that." First of all, the people that are wishing that was true, you're sick as fuck. Because why would you want to wish that's real?
It's weird. Like it's weird to want.
You would hope if somebody was accused of that, I'd be like, I hope it's not.
There's a difference of like somebody who you've suspected for a long time and you couldn't prove, or somebody you just want that to stick on. Do you know what I mean?
Like, but they use that to distract people for so long.
Like if Andrew Tate had like a history of being sketchy, I'm gonna be like, can we just prove he's finally doing this so we can move on?
Exactly.
But to my knowledge, and again, I'm not a fan, I'm not a hater, I'm just sort of indifferent. It's not sort of my industry. I'm like, can we just like accuse, like, can he not get in trouble for something that he's actually done? Like, does it have to be some wild sex trafficking thing?
Like
I know sex trafficking is the new trend right now.
Well, that's the thing. Though they literally got the whole thing from that incident.
Yeah, it's weird.
When the guy literally was crying about his girlfriend being at the party and was like, she's been kidnapped, and it's like, you're such a fucking idiot. Like, you just ruined it. And then I'll tell people this. If somebody who was a multimillionaire committing crimes, they would not be going on podcasts. They were not putting their face on the map. They would literally be quiet. Because everybody, if you study any big criminal, they stay behind the scenes.
Shannon Sharp said this when they were talking about John Morant. He said, big bosses, big gangsters are trying to not
be noticed,
not be seen, not be noticed.
Exactly.
It's always the dumb ones that are trying to be out here.
And
American Gangster. Remember when Denzel, as soon as he put on that stupid coat, everything was down. It was downhill from there.
From that, because
not gonna lie, that was a fly coat.
They would tell you this as well, like they don't want to be seen because they continue. And those people that pretend they're gangsters, they actually will help them to be in the camera so people can distract them. Be like, oh, this same thing with El Chapo and same thing with Pablo. They were just pawns. If you do the research about who was actually in charge of them, they were just regular people. They made it seem like they're
big
just
criminals. You don't know where they're.
Exactly.
The big criminals, you don't know who they are.
You don't have to agree with that, but I would just say, is how people are trying to shit on this guy. It's sad, and I'm glad he's out. Alhamdulillah. And I can't wait to see what's coming up for him. I feel like this whole year coming up, he's literally just gonna get bigger and bigger.
You know,
and he called this already. Sorry to say this again.
All
sorry
good.
to cut you off, but he said this. He said first they're gonna cancel me. They took him out of every social media. Now he's on Rumble. They also banks closed out some of his accounts, which is crazy to me. You can cancel somebody. You can cancel somebody on platforms, but start canceling bank accounts because you don't want the business with it. That to me is nuts. Yeah. And then he said, if they can't shut me up, they'll arrest me. And they did arrest him. And he said, if arresting me doesn't work, they'll kill me. And he tweeted a couple of times on his Twitter. It goes, I love myself. I will never kill myself. I love my fans. I will never kill myself. So he's already like giving us the warning.
This is a great media manipulator.
Yeah, and then one thing I'll end this with this segment is that if he ever watches 2-hour interviews or anything, he'll always say the Matrix. He'll always use the term the Matrix.
Oh, not the
China. Now, he was released yesterday on March 31st.
Thank you, guys. We don't have any more time.
Okay, this is crazy.
I'm kidding.
Somebody already said this.
Go about your theory.
Listen. So a lot of people know this. People that follow him, they already know this thing. So he got released on March 31st, and he always says The Matrix. The Matrix, the movie, the original, the first one, with Keanu Reeves, came out in 1999 on March 31st.
Oh my
Coincidence? God. I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys comment. Right. This is crazy.
And
shout out to the brother. I'm glad he's out.
I want to say just a couple things before we finish. Firstly, if somebody's running the Matrix, can you do a better job? Like whoever's controlling my Sims, my character, do a better job,
blue pill
please.
Or red pill? Which one?
I'm ignorance is bliss. Okay. I'd definitely be a Latino dude eating the steak, talking about put me back in, and I don't want to remember anything. Like I would definitely be him.
Okay.
Overrated.
Okay.
Secondly, and this is something like with the whole cancel culture and all that stuff going on, right? If you guys really like, stop hating on people stop wanting things people haven't done like to be true. Like if this person is a criminal, like they will do criminal stuff and implicate themselves, right? Don't go around seeking it. It's just sad, right? I'm not a huge fan of Andrew Tate, but I'm not sitting here like praying like, yes, get him. Like, come on, have a little bit of integrity.
There's a lot of them, and now they're
like, if he's gonna do something, if he's gonna do something fucked up, I believe in karma.
Stupid.
I may not be like super religious, but I believe in karma. Like if you do bad things, like bad things will catch up to you.
100%.
Right.
No, but I'm happy for him, and like I said, I can't wait to see what's coming up for this year.